Hi everyone, I'm back again. So as promised from my previous video, I'm going to share with you guys how we can actually switch from the default NVIDIA Nemotron model to a different model of your preference. If you would ask me why do I need to do that or why do I want to do that, well, it depends on your use case. Some of you might be fine with just using a default Nemotron. Some would like to use other models that they already know that it works much better. In my case, I'm just exploring. Just want to find out how we can be more flexible with this new infrastructure. Okay. In terms of documentations, again, as I mentioned in my previous video, I wasn't able to find like a straightforward documentation like step 1 to step 10. So I have to look into this documentations provided by NVIDIA. I did use the NemoClaw documentation and also this OpenShell documentation about changing your model inferences. Again, let's just go back to the infrastructure of NemoClaw. So again, agents, even if you set your own, even if you do OpenClaw on board and put your own preferred model there and put the API keys, it wouldn't work because how NemoClaw is set up is all the agents would have to be routed to your local inference, which is inside the sandbox. A very good explanation is actually here. If you would look at the OpenShell documentation, go to the about inferencing routing, it's clearly stated here that NVIDIA OpenShell handles inference traffic through two endpoints. You've got the inference local and the external endpoints. External endpoints would be your LLM's API endpoint, and your inference local is the one sitting inside your sandbox, which actually accepts all the first which actually like they would police, or they would be like the first point of entry for all of your prompts. You can further browse the documentations if you want to know more about it. I haven't read all of the information here, but at least for this video, I'm just gonna do the basics. We'll just focus on how to change your model inference in OpenShell and how you're able to get your OpenClaw inside NemoClaw to be able to use that new model. All right, let's get it on. I'm just gonna go to my PowerShell. Let us connect first to our sandbox, NemoClaw. So now I'm just using a different sandbox, okay? Connect. Let's do this. Go inside. OpenClaw GUI. Let's just test first. Let's just run this and check which model it's currently using. So it's currently using NVIDIA Nemotron 3 Super. This is the default one. So, okay. Now, let's go exit. Exit. Now, let's check the current. So I'm going to show you what I meant with the sandbox model inference. So we go to OpenShell provider list. So you can see here NVIDIA NIM. By the way, are all OpenShells have this default inference? Actually, the answer is no. So if you would recall, when we first installed NemoClaw into our machine and then did the NemoClaw on board, we were asked somewhere here for an NVIDIA API key. So part of this onboarding is to actually set up your first NIM or for your first model inference. Hence, if I go back here, you can see here, this is the only provider that we currently have. Okay, OpenShell provider inference get. So you can see here, these are the details. So we've got the provider NVIDIA NIM, and then we actually chose the model. Going back to the documentation. is how to set. Okay, configure. There you go. So you actually have this set of commands here to be able to add another provider. So I'm just gonna follow this. Copy. Let's go back there. Okay. So you can see I've already created provider. Let me just check. Provider list. Now we can see we've got two. Then I want to set it to this new provider. So the command would just be and this is where you actually set or you choose your model. So now it's configuring. Okay. Let's do another check. OpenShell inference get. There you go. Sorry. Provider get OpenRouter. There you go. All right. Now you can check the documentations and then play around with the different commands. Now let's go back to our sandbox NemoClaw Nemo1 connect. So the first thing we need to do in order to check if we are able to call that new inference model, there's actually again a curl command here. Okay, let's just copy this. Okay, all right. Let's put it there. Okay. So if this provides us with a response, that means our Openrouter model inference is actually working. Let's see. There you go. There you go. So you can now see it's using Minimax, and it actually gave us a response, which is good. So that's all what we need at this point. Okay. Now let's do clear. Okay, let's go back up. Now, what we need to do is we need to update the JSON the OpenClaw config file in order to add this new provider there. Otherwise, it won't work because when we did the NemoClaw on board, it provided the default model, which is still NVIDIA Nemotron. So we need to somehow add that Openrouter Minimax model and make that as our primary. This is what I mentioned earlier. It's kind of hard to actually do the config change because unlike in a regular OpenClaw environment, you can actually just go to your file explorer, find the JSON file, and just edit it straight away. Here in the sandbox, you need to be comfortable with the bash commands. So let's first check. Okay, I can see the cd.openclaw. Okay, LSLA. There you go. So you can see here, we've got the OpenClaw JSON file. So cat OpenClaw.json. So you can see here the whole config file. Now the question, how we can edit this? There are actually two ways, right? We can actually just change, like override the whole file using the cat EOF method, which we will be using, or you can do it per line, which is using SED. You can use Claude or whatever AI you want to use to help you out, but at least for this demo, we're just gonna change the whole file. Now, let me just find that. So I've actually used Notepad to actually just populate everything and then just copy paste. This was the default one, Nemotron in NVIDIA, and this is the new Openrouter that we want to use. So again, we're still using the inference local similar to the NVIDIA. We don't want to point it to the actual Openrouter. It won't work. OpenShell, OpenAI. See, the good thing about this is we're actually not putting the API keys in your config file, which is actually good. Because your API keys are actually already embedded inside your sandbox. So this would be the, let's do clear, let's do this. Okay, if I'm gonna copy the whole code base, Control A. Yeah, see, for some reason it breaks. It doesn't copy everything, which is annoying. So what I'll do is Control break. What I usually do is I do it in chunks. So let's see. Let's do first chunk. And then you do Shift Enter. Let's see if then another Shift Enter. Yeah, kind of manual, but it works. But you have a better way to do it, then by all means do it. But for this demo, this works. There you go. OpenClaw.json. There you go. Let's see. There you go. You can see now Openrouter over here. And it's now set as a primary. Okay. Now let's test it out. Here. Let's do OpenClaw gateway stop. And then just do start, just to be sure. And do OpenClaw UI. Okay. At this point, you're still seeing NVIDIA. I think there's a delay. Let's just do. Hi there. Let's do some test. Okay. Can you tell me what model you are using? Okay. Boom. There you go. See? I think there's just a delay, but you can see here, it's now using Minimax. That's it. So that's how you actually change your model from the default NVIDIA Nemotron to any other model that you want to use. But just check if your model is actually acceptable or is allowed within the NemoClaw environment. You can just check the documentation. So yeah, I hope you guys you keep on exploring. You've got all the documentations in place. Like I said, NemoClaw is still really new. You would definitely discover a lot of hiccups and bugs. But yeah, that's normal for really new systems being launched. Well, for me, I think I already spent I don't know, 2 days exploring NemoClaw, so I might now start doing actual agents. Definitely, I will keep on doing more videos and share my journey with you guys. Thanks again for supporting my previous videos, and I hope you will keep on supporting the new ones. Other than that, have a good afternoon and enjoy.